I know a certain look, you know. Just know. I know what the person is thinking. Like,
go back to Africa.
That's black. The black guy just walked in.
In the INSITE, African Americans Jaleesa George and Pape Souley heard a calling. They moved to Senegal's capital, Dakar, to find an escape from the racial tensions and the divisive politics at home in America.
People are like, oh, go back to Africa. Well, why are we so afraid to leave America?
Yeah. You don't gotta always look to the corner all the time. Like, there's like a sense of like, I don't know, welcoming that feels really warm, you know. Just like everyone looks at you and they're like, you look like me and I look like you, and it's okay.
Maybe this is home. Maybe this is the land where we come and possess and we make it just like what America was.
It's the year of return, an invitation from West African countries like Senegal and Ghana to Americans of African descent to settle and invest in the continent. Senegal's government says hundreds of American families have settled in the country thanks to the scheme.
There is an acceleration phase, maybe due to the specific situation in the US. I won't develop about that. But I think people feel they don't need to be divisive and they can come and find common ground where everybody can celebrate its culture, himself.
The city is replacing street names and statues of French colonial figures with African personalities. While politicians argue over whose likeness should replace them, it seems young people have already made up their minds.
Graffitis are legal in Senegal, and while they're normally used to depict Muslim religious figures, look at this one. It's called Black Excellence. You can find Stokely Carmichael, Harriet Tubman, Nina Simone, Tommy Smith, even George Floyd, African Americans that have affected the history of not just the United States, but Africa as well. And so not only can you find them on the streets, they're also taught in schools as part of the history curriculum.
It's this that prompted 17-year-old Miriam's family to move from Atlanta so that she could attend one of the African-American schools of the city, where Pape Souley teaches art and representation.
Like, learning about Columbus in the U.S. and learning about Columbus here was completely different. Back in the U.S., they kind of praised him a bit, and they're like, he discovered America, all these great things. And when I came over here, my history teacher said how terrible this man was, and this was new to me. I was like, oh no.
In settling in West Africa, they have found a new home, discovered a side of themselves they had not seen before, too often overlooked. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera, Dakar.